Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you found me. I'm just so thankful you're here with me today. Joining me as you quilt with me, the Farmer's Daughter block, our April block. And as I am putting this block together, we had some surprise snow, and so I just wanted to show you my view from my window today. It's just beautiful. Now, the Farmer's Daughter has three primary fabrics being used. Here's some variations featured in the book, and here is my rendition of it. So the first thing we need is I'm using this is my white or my light. You need 3-inch squares, and then I go, wait a minute, I'm going to show you this one instead. I need a 7-inch square of the light, one of those, a 7-inch square of the medium. I'm using my medium 2, which is a blue background. You need one of those, and then you're going to need a dark, so I'm using my dark 2 fabric, which is a blue background. You're going to need 4 3-inch squares. Then taking your medium, again I'm using my medium 2, which is another blue background, and you need 3-inch squares. You need 5 of those. And the last block you need to cut out are out of your light fabric, and you need 8 3-inch squares of those. And here is a picture of that in the book. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your 7-inch blocks, and you're going to draw square lines down the middle. And so you'll see there's a cross, and then you're going to connect the cross at the diagonal on all 4 areas. Then you're going to put your right sides together. And then you're going to sew 1/4 inch along each side of those lines. And that's what we're going to do right here. So I've sped it up quite a bit, and I'm just sewing a 1/4 inch on each side of those lines. And then you're going to cut on the lines that you put in there at the diagonal, and then right across the middle as well. And now you're going to have all these cute little 3-inch blocks that are a half and half of the medium and the light. And here I have laid it out. You're going to see it's not a very high contrast because I've chosen the blue background for both my dark and my medium. But I actually really liked how this turned out. It's very subtle, and I'm really liking it. So that's what it looks like laid out. And then I start sewing the rows, the pieces together. So I take blocks 1 and 2, I sew them, then 3 and 4, and I sew them. Then I sew 2 to 3, and then 4 to 5, because there's 5 squares across in this block. And then I lay them back out. I'll press them and I'll lay them back out so that I keep them in order. I keep the reference photo in front of me as well to make sure that I'm following that really well. And make sure you press open the square that has the medium and the light on it before you put these all together. Now I'm at the point where I'm sewing row 1 to row 2, and now I'm adding row 3, and you could do 3 and 4, etc. But because I want to make sure that I'm doing this the right way, I'm going from top to bottom, and each time I sew, I start on a different end, just because the stretch that can happen when you're putting fabrics together, especially the longer pieces. So at first I sew from left to right, adding a line, and then or a row, and then I go from right to left the next time. This last one I realized was a little bit off, and so I was pinning it to try and get it as accurate as possible. and then I iron it. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to get it to lay flat. So when I turn it over, I try to press it flat as possible. And here's the finished block. If you look at the bottom, you can see where it's a little cattywampus. And now here is January's, February's, March, and April's blocks together. And right now they're just kind of hanging as a valance for me, and I love it. And here's another wonderful view of the snow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I don't know if you're also making the same blocks, but if you are, I'd love to hear about them. I'll see you next week as we're playing dress up with some of my childhood favorites. Blessings and have a great day.